Wrinkle in Time has 6 main characters. Meg Murray lives with her 3 brothers and her mother, who is a scientist. Meg feels like she doesn't fit in. She is very impatient and stubborn. Meg gets angry when people say that Mr. Murray left them and is never coming home. Her father actually went on a top-secret government mission and is now missing. Another main character is Charles Wallace. He is Meg's youngest brother. Charles is a 5-year-old genius. Around his family, Charles talks and acts like an adult. Around other people, he doesn't speak, so they don't know how smart he is. Charles Wallace has the ability to read other people's thoughts. Calvin O'Keefe makes friends with Meg and Charles. He tries to help rescue Mr. Murray. Calvin likes Meg and is very protective of her. Calvin has 11 brothers and sisters. Just like Meg feels at school, Calvin feels like he doesn't fit in with his family. He wants more love and attention. Calvin's special talent is his ability to communicate. There are 3 more main characters who are disguised as old ladies. They are not human, and they have special abilities. First, there is Mrs. Whatsit. In a past life, Mrs. Whatsit was a star, and she died fighting the dark thing. Next, we have Mrs. Who. She communicates with the children using famous quotes. She wears round glasses with special powers, which Meg used to rescue her father. Mrs. Witch is millions of years old. She has a hard time fully materializing. She is in charge of taking the kids through the 5th dimension, also known as a tesseract or a wrinkle in time. When the children leave the Earth, they tesser to another planet. They feel a gust of wind and a push into darkness and nothingness. Meg feels like she is invisible. First, they traveled to planet Uriel, where Mrs. Whatsit transforms into a centaur with rainbow wings. She gives the children a ride to the top of a mountain. After they get to the top of the mountain, Mrs. Whatsit points out the dark thing in the sky. The dark thing feels evil to the children. Mrs. Witch tells the children that Mr. Murray is behind the shadow, and they have to go find him. They leave Uriel through the 5th dimension. Oh no! Mrs. Witch accidentally tessered to a 2-dimensional planet. That's bad because the kids are 3D and will be flattened like pancakes. Mrs. Witch quickly tessered again. This time they land on a gray, foggy planet. The children enter a cave. They meet the happy medium, who uses a crystal ball to see faraway places. First, she shows the children their mother's back on Earth. This makes them feel sad. Next, the happy medium shows them a star speeding through space. They watch it sacrificing itself to destroy the black thing. They finally land on the planet Camazotz, which has already been taken over by the black thing. The children stand on a hill and look down on a town. At first, everything looks normal, until they watch some kids bouncing balls and jumping rope. Then things don't look normal at all. The kids bounce and jump with the exact same rhythm. The children begin their search for Mr. Murray. They end up at the Central Intelligence Building and get reported to a man with red eyes. It uses the man with red eyes to communicate with the children. It controls the thoughts and actions of everyone on the planet. It takes control of Charles Wallace's mind. Meg and Calvin find Mr. Murray trapped inside a transparent column. Meg uses Mrs. Who's glasses to enter the column and rescue her father. Next, they meet It in person. It is a giant brain. Charles is still under the control of it, but Meg and Calvin resist. Mr. Murray tessers Meg, Calvin, and himself off of Camazotz. They go to a planet called Ixel. The Tesseract goes badly for Meg. She is paralyzed. The creatures on Ixel look scary. They have tentacles and no eyes. One of them is called Aunt Beast. She is very nice and heals Meg. Meg tessers back to Camazotz to rescue Charles. She uses her love for Charles as a weapon. and breaks him free of its mind control. Their mission is complete, and Mrs. Whatsit tessers them all back to Earth for a happy reunion.